Hey, Big Mac Crunch here. Today I am here to talk as a TikTok creator about what is happening to TikTok right now. For those of you who don't know, the CEO of TikTok is being grilled by the congressmen and women and is being treated with the utmost disrespect. After seeing how these uneducated and arrogant people disrespectfully treat a private company owner and try to revoke the First Amendment and our right to the freedom of speech, I'm ashamed to call myself an American if I'm being represented by these people. I would like to start this video by showing you this clip because I think that's very ironic considering exactly what you're going to see in just a moment.
And my last point is this. I want to say this to all the teenagers out there and TikTok influencers who think we're just old and out of touch and don't know what we're talking about.
There are a lot of people who think you are in the wrong. In fact, I would argue the 150 million American users of TikTok downloaded TikTok because they trust it on their phone, and you think you know better than them. And I also guarantee you that if even just a quarter of that 150 million, which I guarantee you it's a lot more than a quarter, but being generous to you, let's say that just a quarter actually researched where the data is going and if it is safe to use TikTok on their phone, you still do not know better and cannot force and make decisions for that 37.5 million people. I'm sorry to say it, but you're not even smarter than 10 people. Teenager or TikTok influencer be gone. I think that you don't know what you're talking about and are bringing TikTok in because this is all about money. This is not about data. This is not about privacy. It's always about money. That's all you ever want. That being said, I'm going to show you this next clip, which is a great example of a congressman being old, out of touch, and definitely not knowing what they're talking about.
I want to talk specifically. Can you tell me right now, can you say with 100% certainty that TikTok does not use the phone's camera to determine whether the content that elicits a pupil dilation should be amplified by the algorithm?
So he immediately starts out reading his script, amplifying the data of the whatchamacallit. He does not even know what he's talking about.
We do not collect body, face, or voice data to identify our users. We do not. The only face data that you get, that we collect, is when you use the filters to have, say, sunglasses on your face. We need to know where your eyes are.
The TikTok CEO knows what he's talking about, explains that they do not collect your facial data and that the only data that's being collected is locally, but this just doesn't seem to get through his head. I don't think he knows what any of this means.
Why do you need to know what the eyes are if you're not seeing if they're dilated?
And that data is stored on your local device and deleted after use if you use it for facial. Again, we do not collect body, face, or voice data to identify our users.
I find that hard to believe. It's our understanding that they're looking at the eyes.
He doesn't even know what he's asking. And then when he's answered with a very patient and very well explained answer, he rejects it? Are you kidding me? And the whole reason he's bringing up eye dilation is because his big point, the big thing he's bringing home is that he thinks, and get this, he thinks that TikTok scans your eyes, scans your retinas, beep, beep, boop, 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 sees if they're dilated, which would mean that you're high or about to do some crime, and then promotes you to the algorithm because TikTok just loves methed out people. TikTok just loves dilated pupils. They love that. What are you saying, dude? Now, I'd like to show you another clip, which is another hard watch, so just bear with me for just a moment.
Has TikTok at any time fed precise GPS information collected from U.S. users into algorithms, I know I'm having talk today, to make inferences about users? Has TikTok at any time provided the Chinese government with either precise GSP information collected from U.S. users or inferences made from that data?
That I can give you a straight no.
So, as you could see, that was obviously a great display of that congresswoman's intelligence. The way she comprehends not just the words that she's saying, but his answer is truly astounding, and I'm glad she's just representing America so well. These clips and what has happened against TikTok is so unjust, and it makes me ashamed to be represented by these people. It is disgusting. I've never taken a political stance before on this channel, and I don't really like to get into politics, but this, I think anyone with half a brain in their head knows who to side with. It is obvious that the TikTok CEO is just a private business owner with TikTok, an app that many enjoy, and he is trying to explain explain to Congress everything he can and provide a safe community where people can share, just like Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and Twitter. But the difference is control. This is the true problem, and the reason why TikTok is being brought before the congressmen and women is not because they care about children, it's not because they care about your user data, and it's not because they care about your safety. It's because they care about two things: money and votes. They are clearly willing to exert their power on business owners to revoke your right of freedom of speech and expression, and they will do it all for a quick buck for some agenda. This is deplorable behavior, and I could not be more disgusted. Let's watch another clip, because they just don't end. They just keep going. Watch another.
Mr. Chu, does TikTok access the home Wi-Fi network?
Only if the user turns on the Wi-Fi. I'm sorry, I may not understand the.
So if I have
Question.
TikTok app on my phone and my phone is on my home Wi-Fi network, does TikTok access that network?
It will have to access the network to get connections to the internet, if that's the question.
Wow. I would like to once again remind you of the first clip where we were told, us stupid teenagers and TikTok influencers, that they're not old and out of touch and that they definitely know what they're talking about. This man just asked if when he uses the Wi-Fi, TikTok uses the Wi-Fi. This has gotta be some sort of Rick and Morty South Park sketch. There's no way in God's good green earth that went through that man's head and he thought, yeah, this is the question, I'm gonna get him, because they only have so much time to talk each. And he used his time to ask, when I connect to my Wi-Fi, does TikTok connect to my Wi-Fi? Are you serious? How do you think you get an internet connection? This man who is in charge of making laws that determine what happens in our country thinks that like there's some magic 5G alien super hypno transmitter going through the air that just allows you to connect to TikTok and Facebook. He doesn't even know what an internet connection is. Let's watch another clip, because it doesn't get any better. It doesn't get any better.
TikTok supports freedom of
Thank
speech.
you. Does TikTok support genocide?
Again, Congressman, I'm here to talk about TikTok.
TikTok support genocide? Does TikTok?
No. But,
Okay, thank you.
okay, but I'm here to talk about
reclaiming my
This man had time to speak. This man makes laws for our country. And he goes, does TikTok support genocide? Obviously, that's so off topic that the CEO of TikTok was like, what are you talking about? Can we talk about TikTok? And the guy was like, I gotta reiterate, I really need you to know, does TikTok support genocide? And of course he's like, no, we don't, what are you talking about? And this congressman is like, don't support genocide? Okay, write that down. All right, what's next? Do you support racism? What about killing orphans? Do you like to kill orphans? I'm just at such a loss for words. I really don't know what to say. Let's watch another.
Have any moderation tools been used to remove content on TikTok associated with the Uyghur genocide? Yes or no?
We do not remove that kind of content. TikTok is a place of freedom of expression. And Cheryl, just like I said, if you use our app, you can go on it and you will see a lot of users around the world expressing content on that topic and many others.
Thank you. What about the massacre in Tiananmen Square? Yes or no?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
The massacre in Tiananmen Square.
That kind of content is available on our platform. You can go and search it.
I will remind you that making false or misleading statements to Congress is a federal crime.
I understand. Again, if you go on our
thank
platform, you
Next
will find that
question.
content.
Okay, thank you. Reclaiming my time, can you say with 100% certainty that ByteDance or the CCP cannot use your company or its divisions to heat content to promote pro-CCP messages for an act of aggression against Taiwan?
We do not promote or remove content at the request of the Chinese government.
The question is,
we will replace.
The question is, are you 100% certain that they cannot use your company to promote such messages?
It is our commitment to this committee and all our users that we will keep this free from any manipulation by any government.
If you can't say 100% certain, I take that as a no.
Now, I know what just happened. You're going to need a glass of water because you just threw up in your mouth a little bit. I did too. It's okay. The way this congresswoman has no care for his answer. She just wants to talk about what she wants to talk about and does not care about actually learning about the problem. Perfectly encapsulates the entirety of what's going on here. They do not care about your safety. They do not care about getting answers. They are not actually there to question him. They're there to get money to get votes. They care nothing about others. They care nothing about Americans. The lack of empathy is disgusting. And the way that they treated the CEO of TikTok when he was so patiently trying to answer their questions was nothing short of disgraceful. They just don't seem to understand that you can't answer every question with yes or no. There are complications and you have to answer the question. He did successfully answer every single one of their questions. But when you ask stuff like, hey, turn this flashlight on for me, yes or no? Of course he is going to have to turn the flashlight on for you. The way she gives him no time to talk, the way she does not care, the way that he answers every single one of her questions and she just talks over his answer. It is so wrong. That is the most I can say. It is wrong and it's shameful. Let's take a look at this clip because it's actually interesting because his answer gives us some more information about TikTok and about how dangerous it is and how they handle our data.
Our plan is to move American data to be stored on American soil by the American company.
I understand that, but you're sidestepping, or I haven't read anything in terms of TikTok, how you can actually say, and you spoke in your opening statement about a firewall relative to the data. But the Chinese government has that data. How can you promise that that will move into the United States of America and be protected here?
Congresswoman, I have seen no evidence that the Chinese government has access to that data. They have never asked us. We have not provided.
Well, you know what? I find that actually preposterous.
I have looked in. I have seen no evidence of this happening. And in order to assure everybody here and all our users, our commitment is to move the data into the United States to be stored on American soil by an American company, overseen by American personnel. So the risk will be similar to any government going to an American company asking for data.
Now, putting aside the idiotic question that this congresswoman brings up, let's just talk about the answer first. This answer was very well spoken. I think it was smart on his part to say, I see no evidence instead of there is no evidence. This is because you never know if there is leaked data, and this goes for every single platform out there. You never know if there is a hacker or some sort of person with malicious intent that has leaked your data. So by him saying that he has seen no evidence of it, he is trying to say no without having any heavy legal ramifications in case they try to pick on him by saying, well, there was this one time there was a breach because of a hacker, which was obviously not intended. Some media has been trying to portray him as being snaky or dodging the questions, but he never has. He's just not falling for their little tricks and traps where they try and bring up some little minute thing that he obviously can't control, say it's his fault, and then, I don't know, laugh at his face and ban TikTok. That's basically what they want to do. I do also want to bring up that I find it quite funny. She asked him a question. She says, you know, how are you still with China, huh? And he goes, we're not with China. And she just goes, I don't believe you. Why did you ask the question? They don't want an answer. Every time he gives an answer, that's not what they like. It doesn't help them try and trick and trap him. They just go, well, I don't believe you, so it's not true. Like, who are you? Why are you the end-all judge of what's true and what isn't? Because he has very factual evidence and data to support what he's saying. The audacity and the arrogance of these congressmen and women in this room are just disgusting. I don't really like to take political stances, but in this case, I'm 100% on the side of TikTok. In this situation, they have shown that not only are they trustworthy with our data, but they are making measures to make it even more trustworthy and even more American. As for TikTok, as a creator, I've had both good and bad. I've had a lot of good and a lot of growth on TikTok, a lot of natural growth. I did notice, however, that when the bots started doing all the moderation and they didn't seem to be well staffed, many big creators that I was friends with were getting banned if they even posted. The robot was insanely strict and it made everybody very scared to post. And when I posted, I got banned for 2 months before I got an actual appeal and my account was restored. But between this good and bad, I have never felt that TikTok is spying on me any more than any other app I have on my phone. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all of these apps are great examples of something that is spying on you much more than TikTok, but the American congressmen and women do not care about because they are already in control of them. Don't mistake true freedom for a lack of censorship. You have freedom when you can express yourself yourself authentically. TikTok is one of the last social media apps I see where people are able to authentically express their feelings about any situation. Now, I know that there are a lot more clips because almost every single congressman and woman in that room decided to make a fool of themselves trying to ban TikTok. However, I'm not going to showcase all of those because if you're really interested, there's something you should do besides just looking at clips. Right now, you can go to house.gov or senate.gov and you can talk to your local representative, either by calling them or emailing them or both, and let them know that if they ban TikTok, you will not only vote against them in their next primary, but you will help the opponent the best you can. The only thing that will get through to these people is money and votes. And obviously, we can't just straight up pay them as much as they'd like, so let's persuade them with votes. Let's show these old, out of touch people who don't know what they're talking about, who they're really supposed to be protecting. Not themselves, but us, the American people. Anyways, I just want to talk about this situation a little bit as a creator on TikTok. I hope that these congressmen and women truly do educate themselves as they are the lawmakers in this country. And I'm just absolutely ashamed to see these people represent me. That's all. I'll see you next video, guys. Peace.